Hello, hello, Vols fans. We're back for year number 5, and we got number 6 behind the center. So let's get to talking about it.
Don't try to adjust your screens. There is no chance of adjusting this much ugly in one place on the internet. We promise you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to year 5 of the Very Orange live stream. I am your co-host, the aptly named Super Genius Wiley, along with my favorite co-host,
young Brandon. And did you get me anything for our anniversary, Wiley?
Yeah, no.
Maybe
it ain't that kind. It ain't that kind of relationship.
Maybe a W against Syracuse.
Yeah, that's the. I think.
That team we were only supposed to beat by like 3 points.
Maybe tangentially, I willed it to happen.
We'll get to that later, though.
For you, sir.
Can't believe it's been 5 years already.
I know. To think that we started this thing back during COVID, and that people will actually take time out of their lives to watch us. The few who do, thank you very much for sticking with us through all of the unauthorized advertising we do for Milo's and French's Mustard and Titleist. The number one golf ball in college football. If you must throw a golf ball at a college football stadium onto the field, make it a Titleist.
Indeed. And welcome to the Very Orange live stream. That is our name. And if you'd like to come on here and talk to us.
And we'll take anybody from
this
drunk Bama
right here will get it done.
From drunk Bama fans
to reprobate
fans. To reprobate Florida fans, to carpet bagging Notre Dame fans who've moved down south. We'll take anybody. Come on. We're happy to hear from you.
Even if you smell like corn dogs all day long, we'll talk to you. Hey. All right. Speaking of which, let's get to last week and just get to some of the games that one I was definitely surprised by, and as early on, was the Iowa State game against Kansas State. Now, they only beat him by 3 points, but they did beat him. What do you think about that?
I feel like Iowa State and Kansas State, about what Lewis Grizzard used to say about Ohio State and Michigan. It's like two mules fighting over a turnip. One, I don't really see the point, and two, I don't really give a damn, and should I?
So the should I is where we live, my friend.
Exactly. But it is
I'm
it,
wondering
it is
where
football.
Iowa State, I'm sorry, will land in this top 24, 25 scenario. Because if I'm a school like that and I win the first game against kind of a team that's similar, my hopes are going to be pretty damn high. And
Well, I mean, let's face it, Matt Campbell's the best coach they've ever had.
True, true.
At least since a guy named Majors was there back in the 60s and early 70s. So, I
Wait, did a caller sneak in from the retirement home?
I don't
What
know.
just happened?
Possibly. I got all kinds of haints and boogers hanging around here trying to distract me. So, but it's it's one of those teams. Every once in a while, it's going to jump up. They're going to win some stuff that they shouldn't, or they're going to jump up and win some games that were should have been gettable in the past that they didn't win, and they always run the risk of being the team that does well in their conference that gets in the playoffs that has no business being there in the first place. So, and that's kind of the way I think about Iowa State.
Yeah.
I mean, they could very well end up being this year's SMU.
It's so funny though that you could replace Iowa State in that, we'll call it a paragraph, not a sentence, with Kansas State. Sometimes they jump up and they beat somebody that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they lose to somebody they shouldn't.
Well,
they find themselves in the playoffs and get their asses beat.
I don't know if it's just stupidity or neighborly pride. They'll eventually schedule somebody like North Dakota State or Montana and figure out a way to. I mean, a top flight, FCS team,
powerhouse.
Yeah, FCS team who could realistically be bowl eligible if they moved up every year because they are that good. But they'll lose to them. I mean, they'll play a North Dakota and lose to them by 3 points, be favored by 20 and lose by 3, or they'll play a Montana and the same thing will happen. So they've got this reputation of having great coaching, but just not ever producing anything consistent on the field.
Consistent.
So if they win a lot of games and they win their conference, they're in. But like I say, I still draw that comparison to SMU. SMU won their conference. They didn't have business being in the damn playoff.
Yeah. By the way, you want to come talk to us? Follow the link below there.
Please join us anytime. StreamYard.com. Watch us. Catch up. If you don't watch us here, catch up with us on YouTube, Facebook. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe.
This thing.
Yep. Instagram.
So the real, I don't know if it's a shocker, but for people that don't know about Alex Golesh, they were probably shocked.
Not anybody who's been watching.
Absolute ass beating at the hands of South
Florida over Boise State.
I just tune of 34-7.
I mean, it's just Boise is just proven to be right now on all mouth no chitlins. I mean, they got run.
Oh, it's time for the joke. It's gonna hit a little harder. What's so funny is YouTube asked me if our videos were child friendly.
Folks,
But
we
then
are
the
a
only
hard
I think if you're
PG-13.
15, you could
Hard.
watch this shit. But I'm gonna say it. It's maybe my favorite joke. Boise State is like lesbian sex. All mouth, no D.
No D. And forgive me if I'm wrong. In my clandestine life, I'm a Dark Troll student, so I've not done my due diligence this week. But my favorite play of the weekend, other than Deshaun Bishop's run of the second quarter against Syracuse, when he went for 47, when dude had him dead to rights in the backfield, was in the first quarter of the Boise State South Florida game. Boise got flagged for a unnecessary roughness, late hit, when their safety threw the South Florida, Mr. Brown, the South Florida quarterback, to the ground. Well, that young man then got up very next play, proceeded to take the ball on his own quarterback run and truck that mother. I mean, he ran his ass over. If that ain't get back, I don't know what is. And that right there, that set the tone for that entire game, because it was never in question who was going to who was going to win, who was in control the rest of the time. And it got so bad out there for Boise. Them boys looked like they didn't want to be out there playing. I mean, they looked scared.
They looked absolutely miserable.
They were just getting manhandled out there. And I'd never seen, the only time I'd ever seen Boise just get absolutely railed like that is when they went into Georgia 15 years ago.
Yeah.
For the opening game of the season.
When
I think it was the game after they won.
Trying to play whoever would play them.
Georgia just curb stomped them. I mean, it was what was their quarterback? Jared, is it Zembrowski? It was Z. I can't remember the kid's name.
That's all I remember.
Tough kid. I mean, he's a legend up there for
of a big Z.
Yeah, he's a legend for beating Oklahoma. I mean, and rightfully so. He deserves to be. But that's the worst. That's the worst Boise State team I think I've ever seen. And I mean, at least South Florida made them look like that. And I mean, we'll get to our picks later, but I'm telling you right now, South Florida this weekend, bet the under. Yeah. If you doubt my word, go look at the last two times South Florida played Alabama.
I did not set up picks, but we are going to discuss the handful of games that are be worth looking at and get into it. But moving on, love him or hate him, Brian Kelly finally won a season opener.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
A corn dog finds a trash can.
Even sunlight shines on a dog's ass sometimes. I mean, anybody.
So LSU took down Clemson 17-10. So where are we at on the panic meter if we're Dabo Swinney?
Well, I mean, it proves that Dabo has lost. I mean, it's every assistant coach that was ever decent. He's lost all of his staff. I mean, he lost Venables to Oklahoma. He lost Key, the guy that went to Virginia Tech, Brett Key. He lost the head coach, the guy who was the head coach at Duke was his offensive coordinator. So he's basically lost everybody that he had. The the main difference, I mean, it's a lot like what happened to Ed Ogeron at LSU.
Yeah, it is a lot like that.
Except Ed was smart enough to know when it was time to leave.
Give me that money.
I don't, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Except for the fry cook bullshit from 2 years ago, I honestly like Dabo. I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for Clemson. I have a cousin who recently retired as a full professor at Clemson after 40 years on the faculty, 43 years actually on the faculty. Both of his children went to Clemson. So I mean, I have a really soft spot in my heart because I love the towns, really, really nice people. But at some point those guys are the law of diminishing returns is hitting. Yep. Okay. Clay Klubnik is not the guy.
No, he's not.
He's not. I'm sorry. They haven't had the guy since Trevor was there, and even Trevor on his own wasn't enough.
Not going to get political, although I could. Putting facts and logic aside, I'm wondering if they're going to get rid of him and he's got his eye, and possibly Bama's got their eye on Dabo Swinney.
I think that ship may have sailed already. I think it's too late. I think if he was going to go, he would have gone after Saban retired.
You don't think they'd buy out? I mean, it's a lot of money.
I think he probably works out his existing contract and walks away. I mean, I think he's earned enough, credibility or good karma with that school for him to be able to leave on his own terms. I mean, he has done nothing.
You'd like to think so.
He's done nothing to really embarrass.
Some of these guys are calling for his head.
Yeah. I mean, I heard a guy the other day. We need to go back in the day when we were hiring Bama boys to coach Alabama, like Gene Stallings. I'm like,
yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. I mean, let's set aside the fact that Gene Stallings played it. Gene Stallings was an Aggie, and the only way he's a Bama boy is the fact that he played for Bear.
Yeah.
Gene Stallings didn't go to Alabama. Anyway, back to the point. I don't know. If he'd go to Alabama, I don't. I think that ship has sailed. I think he had his chance to go, and
like I said, though,
didn't take it. I mean, I've said.
It seems to me that in this sports landscape, I'm talking sports like NBA, NFL, MLB, college football, college basketball, baseball, all this NIL, all this money that's floating around. I would not be surprised at all if they found some kind of way to buy out that contract if DuBois do well this season.
I think anything's possible. I mean, I've said this numerous times. If Kurt Cignetti was 10 years younger, he'd already be in Tuscaloosa right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if Kurt Cignetti was not in his early 60s, I mean, he would have been Saban's coach in waiting. I mean, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't realize this, but all of those early Bama teams, when Saban really started building something, Kurt Cignetti was his recruiting coordinator.
Yeah.
He got a lot of those guys, a lot of those dogs that Saban had that built those really good early dynastic teams, and so but of course Cignetti knew he wasn't going to get anywhere on that staff unless he decided to go to a lower tier school, and that's what he's done, and he's hit at 60 years old he's hit his ceiling. I don't think he's going to go anywhere after Indiana.
No, if I were in that situation, that would be my retirement plan is to coach for
Absolutely.
however long, if they'll keep me until,
Well, he doesn't exactly have,
like we gave Rick Barnes that
lifetime contract.
deal.
Well, Cignetti doesn't have a hot girlfriend and a much younger girlfriend and a kid masquerading as a defensive coordinator waiting in the wings to take over for him. So he's stuck. If you catch the reference.
I didn't even write that game down. The UNC mess.
TCU. I mean it.
Boy, they made them look like a damn Super Bowl contender.
I mean, yeah, we thought that they were blowing a lot of smoke up Deion's ass. The amount of smoke they were blowing up Belichick's ass practically made him look like a faithful in comparison.
Well, and let's face it, you keep talking. Those boys hit that football field and were pissed. They're out there headhunting. That's how they won that game. I mean, they were ready to just knock their teeth in by the time the game was to be played.
Well, I mean, they were out there to make it. They're out there to make a statement. I mean, and they did. Welcome to college football, coach.
Yep.
You found out real damn quick.
That was.
So we'll see. We'll see what we see.
So many. I'd love to see a graph. They scored that first touchdown. So many people had high hopes and just going up. And then as the fourth quarter came to,
I mean, it's
just avalanche of despair in North Carolina.
I mean, you couldn't have hit rock bottom faster on the ESPN FPI.
Good news for us. Speaking of Bama, they of course lost to Florida State 31-17.
Yep.
Now, Florida State good or Bama bad?
I'm kind of thinking it's a little bit of a combination both. Well, Florida State.
Well, and that's
Florida State better. I will say better. I mean, I like Teddy Castellanos as a quarterback when he was at Boston College. I thought Teddy Castellanos has got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He plays hard.
Yeah.
He's kind of got that kind of Diego Pavia attitude about him. He's probably not as talented as Pavia. Pavia's game is a little bit more well-rounded, I think. But I think it's a combination of FSU better, Bama just completely discombobulated. I mean, just the reports of what's coming out of there, as far as the thing, like the team hotel, things you never saw under Saban.
I mean, if that is indeed true, which from all reports it is, that those boys were up hanging out, partying until 2 a.m. the night before.
Well,
You ain't gonna get shit done on a
here's
football field.
here's my issue, because that's, I mean, nobody seems to kind of grasp the irony in that. I mean, you have moved on from the hardest shell of hard shell baby boomer to, I don't know that DeBoer's a millennial. I mean, he's
How
younger
old
than
is
us.
he?
I mean, I don't think he's 40 yet. He might be. He's
Damn,
younger. I know he's
really?
younger than me. And what do you
43, baby.
43? I mean, what do they expect? Okay, it's
I I I had
a
to tell my
generational
nephew.
shift. So he
Yeah,
wasn't
but
going to get shit figured out in 1 year. I mean, so at the same time, while I'm loving what I'm seeing, you kind of got what you asked for. I'm sorry, you did.
um, I explained it like this, and I truly do believe that this is part of the problem. He is bought into this NIL free agency, blah, blah, blah kind of
Paradigm. Yeah.
situation. And it's like being a good parent or a good father, a good uncle, a good fucking babysitter, whatever.
I mean,
You can't be everybody's best friend all the time.
well, I mean, you also can't be a
And
player's coach all the time, because you end up having serial killer tight ends on your football team, end up killing themselves in prison because they have no accountability for what they do. There's no, I mean,
right,
they don't get any consequences for their actions, in, from the thing that's supposed, when they do wrong and the supposed things they, are good at, they don't, nobody holds anybody to think anything responsible. They don't put the hammer down
right,
like they should.
right.
And, you know, there's going to be a drop off. These players, the ones that are there now, ones that were there last year, they had, the only thing they had loyalty was to the damn collective. They didn't have any loyalty to Kalen DeBoer.
Right. Right.
And and I'm starting to think of, it's the same way about
And
the ones
this
who are there
that's
now.
when, and I don't want to sound like a damn broken record, but it's true. This is where building a culture comes into play. That's why when they say, well, he's won at every coaching stop he's ever had. Well, that's good and well, but you can't
This is,
expect much of a culture from someone that doesn't lay down the law at all.
I
If
mean,
you're
this
going to
is
be the
why,
leader of a family, you got to lead. You can't be right here on the same level. You got to be out front, Chief. You got to
well,
make those boys, like you said, be accountable for something.
and that's why, 40 years ago, you saw teams have success, like Alabama having success from going from Bear Bryant to Ray Perkins. Little bit of a blip when you went to Bill Curry, but you went back to Gene Stallings. You had guys who were brought up in that culture, who understood that culture, knew that culture worked, and were willing to implement it.
Well, and another thing is being part of a culture of a place also involves, hey, all these people out in the stands. And this is where the free agency NIL shitstorm we're in.
Yeah. I mean, that's one, and that point of view is one of the reasons why we had such an easy time in terms of philosophy transitioning from majors to Fulmer, because Fulmer understood the standard. Fulmer understood the culture. Right. It was his spin on it, but it got a whole lot, and he just took it to another level. Kiffin had no culture when he came in.
No.
Derek Dooley didn't know his ass from a hole in the ground when he came in. Lyle turned out to be the biggest flim-flam man in the history of God's green earth.
I saw the funniest thing that they had spotted him in Tuscaloosa with the Alabama gear on.
Trying to rebuild it. Yeah, I saw that. Rebuild it brick by brick. Folks, I'm here to tell you, those bricks are made of shit, and they stink. And, and moving forward from bitch. I want him deign him to call him by his nickname. I either call him by his real name or my nickname for him. I'll stick with Lyle. Lyle Jones Jr. That's his name. Mama called him Lyle. I'm gonna call him Lyle. But we went to Pruitt, who was exactly as stupid as he sounded, as it turned out. And we moved on to Josh Heupel, somebody who understands what it is to have a winning culture, what it is to come from something, to build something of excellence. And we're lucky to have him. I mean, if Bob Stoops hadn't screwed him over, he'd be the head coach of Oklahoma right now, and we'd still be miserable. I really and truly believe that.
He took us from I'm paraphrasing, took us from the wilderness and brought us back to the national stage,
the promised land,
something like that. Yeah. He's not
we're
wrong.
We're definitely out of the outhouse. We're not to the penthouse yet.
Yeah.
We're getting there though.
We've seen the elevator at least.
Mm. We pushed the button.
Moving forward here. Although I could talk about Alabama losing all day.
It's one of my favorite pastimes.
What do we think about Miami, who had a 3-point victory against the Irish?
Well, Notre Dame, and it doesn't matter who the coach is, has a bad habit of losing games that they shouldn't lose, and then going on runs. I mean, that's what happened last year.
It's kind of
Northern Illinois just still don't know what the hell happened there.
Yeah.
I mean, Lou Holtz would up and lose to Stanford.
Freeman.
Yeah, I like Marcus Freeman. I mean, you're also replacing somebody who was you've definitely gone down in terms of overall quarterback talent. I mean, I don't know much about the kid who he's got there now.
He played all right in that game. I mean, he wasn't.
I mean, it definitely was. He didn't make any mistakes that cost them the game, but he also didn't exactly set the world on fire either.
No,
I don't know what his stat line was, but I mean, it's just at some point, Mario Cristobal had to win something. He's kind of like Brian Kelly in that. So I don't think Cristobal is a good coach as Kelly, and that, of course, that in my mind, that ain't saying much. Because I've never thought that highly of Brian Kelly.
That game he lost.
What, FSU last year? Or 2 years? Was it 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah. It had to be 2 years ago.
It was
Because
just
FSU opened the season last year and lost to Georgia Tech. So yeah, it was 2 years ago. My Adderall.
yeah.
Sorry, folks. My Adderall's wearing off.
Oh. Um, so, what do you think about Miami? To me, Notre Dame is always going to be overrated.
I
Even
mean,
though the under Freeman, I like this team both a lot better, but still kind of that overrated. We're in our own.
it still carries the historic Notre Dame stench. Okay,
Right.
I like Marcus Freeman. I do. I think they made a good. I think they made a good hire. They made a loyalty hire there. They picked somebody up that wanted the job, wanted to be there, who was alumni. And past few years, there've been some good coaches that have come out of Notre Dame. So we just have to see what happens there. So I mean, there have been so many teams in terms of just like infamy in my mind that have surpassed Notre Dame. They just don't factor into my brain. I mean, back in the day, three of my favorite words were duck, Notre fame. Duck, Notre fame. My father taught me that. Thanks, Dad. I actually said that on camera at a Tennessee game at the 90 Notre Dame game. They got me on camera saying that. But I mean, just places that have more schools that have disgusted me infinitely more than Miami or Notre Dame have come along. I mean, Penn State, LSU. I just that have rankled me and pissed me off and just really, really I'm gonna say offended me because it takes a lot to offend me. But
You and I share
Notre Dame,
this.
Notre Dame is low on the list for me. So, I mean, I wish them well. Yeah, I mean, if we end up playing them, I hope we beat them always. But to me, they're kind of meh, honestly.
Yeah. But you and I share this that Penn State, I don't care how damn good they think they are. I will not root for them.
I mean, if
no.
let me tell you something. If I would almost cheer. I'm not gonna say that. There are because temper your words, Wiley. Temper your words. I have acquaintances who have kids who play for Penn State. I wish those children well. I do. I do. I can't say that I wish them ill. I tend to question the parents' choices of allowing them to play for Penn State, play at that particular institution. But if Penn State fell off the face of the earth, I wouldn't miss it. Let me just put it to you that way.
Fair enough.
I was going to say a couple pretty controversial things there, but it's not really. I really don't have feel that way and have my heart about it. But if Penn State disappeared, I wouldn't miss it. LSU as an institution, not their fans, even though Corn Dog fans are a pretty rough bunch. Because I've got some friends who are LSU fans. Don't get me wrong. But LSU is an institution. It's the same way with Penn State. Penn State is an institution. LSU in that their compliance department, their Title IX civil rights reporting services, just the more I read, the angrier I got because there's some serious rot there that they have never answered for. I mean, never. And it pisses me off.
All right, closing this chapter. Who do you think's better, Who do you think's better, or will be better all this season? Miami or Notre Dame?
Um,
Who do you think's got enough stick-to-itiveness in them to
I mean,
kind of?
if history's any indicator, it's Notre Dame.
Okay.
I mean, I don't trust Mario Cristobal not to screw something up. He's going to lose. They're going to lose a game that they shouldn't lose. I mean, they're going to have another Georgia Tech. They're going to have another Georgia Tech game where they screw something up in the last minute and just completely nuke the rest of their season.
That's probably accurate.
I mean, that's kind of the way I feel about it. There's no track record there to convince me otherwise.
Yeah. All right. 2 more from last week. We'll get our game last, and we'll move on to this upcoming week here. Now, this one, I don't know how these guys are going to do this season. I really don't. USC, the Coots Jr. I get all the names in there. Beat Virginia Tech 24-11. Now, that's 13 points against a Virginia Tech team that
hasn't been relevant in 15 years.
Yeah.
Ever since the old man, since
old man Daddy coached him.
I mean,
and other coach.
I mean, Sellers is a good quarterback. He is, but I mean, and if they keep him upright and keep him from getting hurt, he's going to be in the conversation for some awards at the end of the year. That's going to be a pretty big task. I don't know.
That's the absolute ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have the infrastructure around him to be able to go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a Cam Newton scenario. He is not Cam Newton, and Cam Newton had some help. I mean, Michael Dyer wasn't exactly a slouch. And let's remember, Michael Dyer won that game for Auburn. He did. He won that national title for Auburn. Cam Newton did not have a good game. And if Michael Dyer hadn't been paying attention to what he was doing, they probably would have ended up losing it. But, yeah.
That is fair. Yeah, I think Sellers is good.
Yeah. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Maybe even
great athlete.
The bottom of great, but he's got to get to the SEC. He's got to face some defenses.
I mean, I don't know that he's any better than DJ Lagway, and I don't think that much about that's DJ Lagway. He's a smaller version of AR-15.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is kind of
he probably doesn't have as strong an arm as Richardson did or does, but
yeah.
I mean
he's he's on okay. If we say 60-40, right? He's got 60% of his throwing ability, or 40% of his throwing ability, 60% of the running, and all that.
I mean, there's not.
Sellers is maybe more. I don't know. He's smaller, so you don't want him out of that.
You know what? You don't want him taking any punishment. No.
Yeah.
And there's not a quarterback in the SEC that makes me go, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, mean, John Mateer's supposed to be the second coming in Oklahoma. I mean, the question, he hadn't played anybody, but you could say the same thing about Joey Aguilar. So, I mean, we're going to find out. Garrett Nussmeier, I mean,
see, he's never impressed me.
I don't know that you can get more boring. I don't find him interesting at all. I mean, so we'll see what we'll see what we see.
Fans tonight.
It could get interesting. I mean, it's going to get it could get very interesting.
Doggies, talk to us. All right. So, like I said, USC Junior, it all remains to be seen. They can keep Sellers healthy with whatever offensive line they can produce out there. We'll see.
I don't think their ceiling is as high as ours is. I don't.
I don't either.
If they could hit 9 games with the schedule they have, but I don't see them making the playoffs.
Yeah. Finally, from last week, let's talk about that little orange team from the little town, Northeast Tennessee.
Right here.
That was they're only going to beat Syracuse by 3 points. 3.
I'm glad we covered. I thought we would cover. I did think it would be closer than what it was. I mean, I knew Syracuse was going to score points, so the fact that they got as many yards as they did was not a huge shock to me. I was more angry with the way some of the defensive backfield played in terms of giving up like chunk plays, especially on pass plays. There was a 4th and 10 play. I think it was in the second quarter where they got the first down on 4th and 10 and ended up going down there and score, where Boo Carter just completely just got crossed. Boo could have licked him. That's how close he got to him. The guy who caught the pass to get the first down crossed right in front of him, and Boo's looking in the backfield.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you don't do that, kid. You're playing center field. You have got to cover that guy. How do you miss that guy? I don't get that. I honestly don't.
Our defensive backfield is.
And given what's gone down with Boo in the offseason and coming into summer practice, you cannot afford to make those kind of mistakes, kid. You have got to do better. Your game has got to be tighter than everybody else's.
He was shagging ass.
I know. Now Colton Hood had a good game. 6 had a good game. Neyland doesn't intercept that pass if it wasn't for him. Everybody's and by the way, just me being an old fuddy-duddy curmudgeon, Dale Jones's play in '85 against Alabama was a better play. You want to know why? Because Dale deflected the pass before he intercepted it. Not taking it away from what Jeremiah did, okay? Jeremiah made a hell of a play on that ball. He really did. But quit trying to compare it with Dale. There is none. There's no comparison. I mean, what Dale did was instantaneous. It was much faster. And Dale Jones was a slow, short, white boy. I mean, if Dale Jones had been 3 inches taller and maybe a quarter second faster, he'd have played in the NFL for 10 years. But he was short. He was short and slow and couldn't make that the Dallas roster in a strike year. So and I love Dale Jones. I mean that 85 defense is one of the best defenses Tennessee ever had. I love those guys. But yeah, there's no comparison. I mean, and T-Lander made a great play. I think I thought our D line played really well. We had 5 sacks. We definitely need upper sack numbers this year. That's a huge deal. We can't afford the injuries. Losing Moy is going to hurt. Ricky Gibson's probably not going to see the field until November. I'm hoping McCoy.
Say about Moy?
Some kind of shoulder forearm injury is what I heard. But I think I mean he probably could go this week, but I don't see any reason to risk it.
I'd rather him not. I'd rather
no.
him.
You need to stay for Georgia, and Jermon, McCoy is going to sit. He's not going to play tomorrow. They'll hold him out to Georgia. David Sanders is probably going to play. He needs the reps. He needs game reps before you got to get that kid some game reps before he goes up against Georgia.
There's several guys on the team that need to play against ETSU.
But back to the defense. D-line played well. T-Lander had a good game. Arian Carter had a fantastic game. Caleb Herring had a good game. But the offense was what I was the most pleased with. I mean, you have that last minute shuffle together, put together line, 0 sacks, 6.2 yards per carry. That and granted, everybody's going to say, well, they're playing Syracuse, and yes, Syracuse of any Power 5 major conference team had one of the worst rush defenses of them all coming into this year. They did pick up some guys in the transfer portal. They're improved. They're still not that good, but beginning game of the year, 6.2 yards per rush and 0 sacks from guys who were playing out of position.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's an A++ for me.
I was just our running back room is looking really good.
I think Star Thomas is going to be phenomenal. I
wanted was Star Thomas to score a rushing touchdown.
Yep.
And he didn't make it into the end zone, but
I think you're going to have. I think you have the potential for Bishop first and second down. Star Thomas as your third down receiving
Bishop
threat.
Gets going.
Yeah, and then, but Lewis, I mean, you've got the added benefit of having Peyton Lewis in there, and Peyton. I mean, and the way Heupel's running him, he's going to get his share of carries, but you've got so many weapons back there. I mean, and the balance was insane. Everybody's like, we're a one read offense. Bullshit. I mean, we're a balanced offense. We went 247 on the ground, 274 in the air. You can't get much more equity on offense than that. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about this guy who we have both deemed the fireman. Joey Aguilar.
And I mean,
man,
you have no idea how it feels.
So much hate on him.
Yes.
Coming to the game. Boy, he made us look like geniuses.
I mean, especially Heupel, yeah. And here's the other thing. It is so relieving and refreshing
to have a
quarterback
out there
who's not afraid.
We were running plays on offense that we haven't run
in 2 years.
2.
Yeah, 3 years. 2 years, 3 years. And I mean, he's
Because
not
Nico is a
afraid.
pussy.
Well, you said that. I wasn't going to go that far. But I
I
mean,
said it.
Nico, I mean, you can look in Nico's eyes and just see the panic in it. You just see the panic, see him panicking. Think, where am I going to throw the ball? Oh, God, where am I going to throw the ball? Nobody's getting separation. Where am I going to throw the ball? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? My response is, you know what my answer to that question is? Stick with volleyball.
That's what I was about to get to.
Change sports. And apparently he is a better volleyball player than a football player. But football's, where the money is.
He is like a world-class volleyball player. And motherfucker, you can have it. You can have it.
And I mean, you wanted to go home
for the big boys.
You wanted to go home, kid. I mean, I'm sorry.
And to take a step back, it's not all his fault. I believe he listens to people that don't have his
it's dad.
Absolute best superstar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But dude, right now you're not that good a quarterback.
Well, and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that pisses me off about that situation.
Overthrows.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing that recently, and he doubled down recently. He said, "Oh, the fans in the Rose Bowl are much classier." Motherfucker, we went to court for you. We sued the NCAA for you. What more did you want from us?
For real.
Good riddance.
What the hell else do you want?
I'm willing to move on. Go 0-13 this season and bask in the California sun.
The fireman made him look like a chump.
Yeah.
If you stayed up late enough to watch that UCLA embarrassment of the football game.
And his last play was I mean, it just got progressively worse. I mean, yeah, people thought Arch Manning had a bad weekend.
Oh.
Oof.
I bet
the only player NIL evaluating that went down faster than Arch's was Nico's. And Nico's making about a third, maybe not even making a third of the money.
Yeah, it was sad.
I mean,
we got a guy.
We do.
We got a guy,
and we have two guys behind him and one coming.
We got a whole class coming of.
In 26, the game's on with Faison.
Yep.
We're copywriting that, by the way. It's ours.
Game's on with Faison. I like it. But yeah, all you heard about Aguilar going into this, he's a gunslinger. Brett Favre, blah blah blah. He's going to throw picks.
Oh, don't insult Aguilar's intelligence by comparing him to Favre.
Yeah, fuck Brett Favre.
I'm sorry. No, that
was on the behalf of the people of Mississippi, asshole.
Football IQ only counts so much in this world. You can't fix stupid.
You cannot.
You can give them government money, but you can't fix them.
But yeah, pretty damn exciting watching that kid play ball.
Loved it. That deep ball post route.
Oh, beautiful.
Makes you want to cry. Seriously, beautiful. It was. I mean, soon as you let it go, you knew. somebody made the comment if that pass had been thrown in the Georgia Dome, it might have hit the roof. That's how high he threw it. That's not far off.
Uh, I like it though. I'm ready for this season once we get started. See how the fireman rolls. All right, we're an hour in. Let's get to next week. Not too much to talk about. We're still early in this season. But let's get to it.
Well, ETSU is an up and coming FCS program. They've been on the rise for a few years. I mean, Carl Torbush was there and did a good job. Randy Sanders was there and did a good job. They've gotten a few transfers in. The biggest one being Caden McNamara, late of the Iowa Hawkeyes. And so, I mean, offensively, they're good. Offensively, they're going to be tough. Are they going to have enough firepower? Are they going to be able to block for anybody? Are they going to be able to stop us? I don't see it. I think it's a very easy overpick in terms of the score. I think
Hey,
I think 60 points is not out of the question.
Rewind a little bit, brother. Let's talk about some other games before we get to.
Oh, fine then.
What we think about
fine.
This.
Yes, dear. Speaking of that motion,
jumping on there.
Like I said, the Adderall's wearing off.
All right. 15 minutes, we'll be out of here. The game besides our game, the game I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen is UF versus FU.
You mean USF?
Or USF versus FU, yeah.
If I'm South Florida, I'm pissed. I'm pissed just by virtue of Florida being in the swamp. Vegas is giving them 16.5. I don't get that.
Take the under.
Yeah, I don't get it. Okay. This is the same team that gave Alabama everything they wanted 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. And they're better this year. That defense ain't no joke. And that offense, man, they're gonna put up some points. I mean, look, Heupel is a great offensive mind. But Alex Golish was a big part of that operation. There's a reason. I mean, there's a reason why.
So much so that part of me wants the Bulls to kind of fail and maybe him have to move back to Knoxville. I know that's.
I mean, God forbid he gets the a job like Florida or a job like where somebody's going to be moving on, Kentucky or. I mean,
yeah, I don't want him in the SEC.
No, I don't either. Hell, maybe Oklahoma will take him after they fire Venables. I don't know. I don't know that he would want to betray Heupel like that by going to Oklahoma. But I mean,
I don't know.
But this game, this is not a trap game for Florida. This is the game. This is the game where they're going to get smacked in the face with some realities.
Yeah.
Do I think Florida's going to win this game? Yeah, probably. I think Florida's probably going to win this game. Are they going to cover 16.5 points? No, they're going to be lucky to cover maybe 10.
Like 5-ish. Yeah.
Maybe 10. Yeah, maybe 10. But I don't even think. I mean, it may be the first one to 10 wins. I don't expect this to be a a high scoring game. I don't.
Mm.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. I
Things
get it.
happen sometimes. We make mistakes.
They don't call me the
Um,
super genius for nothing.
I just, yeah. Um, I could see them. Florida gets up by a touchdown, and then, like at the end of the game, kicks a field goal, something like that, making that 10 point. But no more than that. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's going to be a good game. And they ain't Long Island State or whoever the hell they played
You
last
know,
week.
Danny Cannell had one of the best best tweets of the weekend when he said, "Things are back. Things are back to normal in Florida. Miami beats or Miami. Yeah, Miami beats
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Florida State beats Alabama, and Florida beats up on beats an FBS team or FCS team."
I saw something like that.
I thought
That was,
that was a great quote. They ain't no
um,
shade like Tallahassee shade. Let me tell you.
we had touched on SMU, who last season they kind of had a little resurgence and did all right. Um, they're playing Baylor. Uh, I think that'll actually be a better game than a lot of people think.
Well, it's a
I
little
bet,
bit of a it's a little bit of a rivalry game. I mean, they're not that far from each other. Waco's not that far from Dallas,
yeah.
um, so it would not surprise me if that was rather close. But it's I just I don't buy SMU. I just they haven't in my mind been truly relevant since the '80s, and since the Pony Excess
Generally.
days.
um, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if I know this answer right now. Kind of leaning, but Texas got beat, of course, by
Hmm.
the Ohio State sons of
Hmm.
bitches. Who do you think the best team in Texas is?
Mm. Well, I think probably the best coach team in Texas is probably Houston, but I mean, I don't know that they're the best team. They probably don't have the best talent. Um,
Yeah,
I, I I'm still not completely um cold on Texas. I mean, look, Peyton struggled his first full year
yeah,
as starting quarterback for Tennessee. He lost 4 games. So I mean, I'm not so that everybody who's just absolutely just shitting all over Arch, just calm down. Seriously. Um, but I mean, it's a SMU's a 2.5 point favorite, home favorite. Um, so I don't know that Vegas has that much faith in them winning this game. So we'll have to see what
yeah.
they can do. We'll just have to see what they can do. Um,
Like you say, and obviously money has something to do with it. You can't uh, just disregard that.
mhm.
I'd say it's down to A&M and Texas, and I still think, like you said, Texas with their defense probably got the edge in that.
Yeah, I mean, it
Um,
is. They just. I mean,
but
it was a
boy,
typical. You know,
Art
they.
looked. He
Somebody
looked
made the
bad.
comment. Somebody made the comment that Texas got Belichicked.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue they got Spurriered because
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State was doing a lot of the same shit that Florida would pull on Tennessee when Peyton was quarterback. They would come out in just the strangest looks
Yeah,
defensively and just kind of baffle Peyton, and Peyton would get inside his head, and then they would switch, and then at the last second they would switch to something, you know, that was designed to stop whatever Peyton would switch to. They just that because Spurrier knew that Peyton would just overanalyze the situation.
yeah,
Eli didn't do that. Eli was a lot more like his old man. Eli played a hell of a lot more instinctively than his brother.
yeah,
I mean, so and it worked for him. It sure as hell worked for him against Florida and Nebraska because he beat them both and
yeah.
Alabama. But so, and that's why a lot of ways I've always thought that, in terms of like football and for like talent,
I forget who I was
Might
watching.
be a better quarterback than Peyton. Yeah, I said it.
I forget who I was watching, and they were talking about the best athlete they had faced, a quarterback, and they said, without a doubt, is Eli Manning.
Yeah, I mean Eli was a lot like his. I mean Eli was more, of course, threw the ball a hell lot more than his old man. But I mean Archie got by because you know that flight or fight instinct can be one hell of a drug. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
And he knew when to cut and run, and had enough sense to know when to get rid of the ball, when to run the ball, and not stand in there and take a beating. Peyton was a more cerebral pocket passer, kind of
yeah.
statuesque kind of
It's
quarterback. God love him.
always rare for him.
Yeah.
This whole from college on to get a
Yep.
toe out of the pocket.
Exactly.
um, so yeah, we'll see how this kid does.
I think he'll be fine.
More than likely, I mean, I think, yeah, you can have those genetics at quarterback get you in the door,
Yeah.
but you got to work your ass off just like every other great athlete.
And I'm not questioning the kid's work ethic. I think it's
Yeah,
there.
I'm not either.
Nobody's doubting that he's not worked for everything he's gotten, but still,
Yeah,
I just think the Shorthorns pump the brakes. Okay, I think you'll be, in the end, you're going to be happy with what you got. Because if you don't, kid's going to end up at Virginia. Because that's where Mama wanted him to go, or at least that's what I heard anyway.
I've heard that, but
Probably from me. Anywho, moving on.
Yeah. It's all right. We got the battle for Iowa, which
Cyhawk Trophy.
As discussed before, it's You know,
Look,
who gives a shit ball?
I mean, are they
Um,
are they playing in where are they playing? Are they at Ames or are they playing?
they're at Iowa State, I
They're at Iowa
believe.
State. Okay, so we won't see the kiddies this year. Of course, no, they might if they have any class, they'll probably show it on the video board. That's Children's Hospital that's next to Iowa Stadium, the Kinnick, next to Kinnick. I mean, it's going to be a fight. I mean, it's probably going to be like a typical 12-9 Iowa State game. It's just going to be
Oh
who
shit! I wasn't even thinking 12-9. I was thinking, hell, I
6-3.
don't know. Yeah. So,
I mean, but it's basically first team in the end zone wins is kind of
yeah.
the way I think about it. But so I mean, if Iowa State can keep their momentum, I mean, but Kirk Ferentz has been nothing
Big,
but
big talk.
consistent, nothing consistent but consistent. So I'll
True.
probably go with Iowa State in that one since it's home. They're at home.
Yeah. I think I would too. They're riding that high.
Yep.
Kind of. So we'll see. By far, the biggest game of the weekend. Michigan going into the Land Thieves thievery home. That's the Sooners for all you Nimrods watching.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I include myself and Dren, I mean Wiley, in that Nimrod comment. Just so
yeah,
nobody's
I just the 4.5 points. I think they're banking it on Oklahoma's defense, which is good, which is they good. I mean, Venables is a defensive minded coach, so I think they're counting on their defense to keep the game close, and hoping that John Mateer doesn't do anything to lose it for him. But
boy, the rubber
this
is
is going to be one of those feast or famine situations. I mean, if Venables loses another opening season home game, what are they going to say? Well, were we their opening season home game last year? We opened their conference season last year. Anyway, but still, it's a big game at the beginning of the season. If they've got to do well, and I think they may come out hot for their coach.
Could be.
But if Michigan can run clock and control the ball and get kind of running game on that Oklahoma front seven, it could be a very long day for Sooners fans. So
could be.
Oklahoma's favored 4.5. I like Michigan by a field goal. If it was 3, if it's 2.5, I might take Michigan. I might take Oklahoma. I don't know, but I think that game is going to be very close. I think it's going to come down to the last second.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know about that one.
That's. I mean, that can be a mind easing game for John Mateer to walk into. I mean, because as I said, who's he played? I mean, he played in conference that doesn't exist anymore. So
The rubber is going to meet the road for that kid this
Find out.
Saturday, and
He's going to find out.
yeah, we'll see what happens. And that's what. If Michigan's got any kind of defense that can get him rattled, then we shall see on that.
I mean, if Michigan plays their classic, grind it out, throw the ball to the tight end, run the ball, and they're able to get any kind of rushing game going, it's going to be it's going to be a very, very tense night in Norman.
Away all night.
Yep.
As I said, last game we'll get to is our game versus the mighty Buccaneers from ETSU.
Which is, let's be honest, it's really the most important game of the weekend. Come on, folks, let's just say it. I mean, of course we're biased. Yeah, I mean, this is
look into your crystal ball there and give me some predictions.
Well, I think we see George McIntyre in the fourth quarter. I think
as it
should be. Yeah, I mean, Joey should not have to play past the third quarter of this game. If we put 40 in the first half, Joey, he's going to pull Joey. I don't see any reason to keep him longer. And I don't think ETSU is just going to lay down either. I mean, I could see this being like a 52-17 game. I really could, but with a lot of those points by ETSU scored on the scout team.
Yeah.
I don't see them scoring 17 points in our ones. I really don't. I kind of see this like, the UT Martin game a few years ago that we went to, where we scored all our points by halfway through the second quarter, took out starters, and UT Martin put up UT Martin put up 28 points on us.
Yeah.
But they put up 28 points on our fourth string. Right. Pretty much.
If all you did was look at a piece of paper that had the score.
Yeah, if you looked at the stats, it looked like a disaster on defense for us, but it wasn't. Our ones shut their ass down, and we just took them out of the game. There was no point in leaving them in the game at any longer than we had to.
You hear enough people bitch about cupcake games. I see why they have them. Now,
I mean,
I don't think we need more than one in a year. But I do.
The Cox are playing South Carolina State. The Cox are playing South Carolina State this weekend. Miami's playing Bethune-Cookman. I mean, Georgia's playing Austin Peay. Ohio State's playing Grambling, for Christ's sake. So don't bitch at us about playing Sisters of the Poor, okay?
Well,
everybody's got one on their schedule, folks.
This is true. But this is why I think they're needed. When you've got guys, and you got any kind of depth whatsoever on your football team, you got to get these guys out on the field. And
you got to see what you have. You got to see what you have. And on the other side, some of these games, that's a huge windfall for those. I mean, Grambling, I guarantee you, Grambling's getting paid just an exorbitant amount of money, and a lot of that money is for the damn band to come play halftime.
Yeah.
So I mean, these schools need that money.
A lot of times you hear like $1 million.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. There maybe some schools get paid more, but I always hear $1 million for these smaller schools, and it's like all year long. that's the most money they get for certain programs in playing these bigger schools. And if that's the case, and you get your second and third string guys some action out on the field in case something does happen to your starters, it's a win-win situation, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
Now, it doesn't make as much sense when it takes place in November.
Nope.
And I can see being a little more, maybe not angry, but like disappointed. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's.
But I like it on the front end of the season much more than, a homecoming game where you play some school no one's ever heard of.
Joe Bob's taxidermy and secretarial college.
Right.
But yeah, it's a necessary part of the game, and it shouldn't go away. I mean, everybody's talking about going to 9-game conference schedules. Well, I mean, a lot of these programs are financially strapped and dying out, and they depend on these games to be able to meet financial burden. And it's not. I mean, I don't know if there's necessarily fair to take this away from them, but
right.
It's what the game is evolving into, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Anything on your mind, young man?
No, this is going to be a fun football season.
I agree.
I'm genuinely optimistic as long as we can get through this weekend without getting anybody else hurt, which is always a big if. There's always that concern that somebody else is going to go, it's going to go down. But next man up mentality only works when the next man is available, and we certainly know what it is to be Tennessee fans to have a thin defense. So we need to build it. We need to get some guys healthy and back in playing shape. So when the Uggers come to town next week,
keep Moy safe.
Yes,
Georgia.
Yes, put him in bubble wrap, put that arm in a sling, and hope to God he's there to rush the passer.
Yeah.
We're coming, Gunner. We're coming.
I'm real interested in that game. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
I'm happy it's early this year. Let me tell you, I would much rather play them now than play them in November.
Yeah, we're gonna see how both our guy and their guy does in that first SEC matchup.
And I got a hell of a lot more faith in our guy. But we'll see what we see.
We shall see. All right, folks. If you feel like giving to the needy, which would be me and Wiley,
we will take your money.
We will take your money.
We will spend it. We will spend it on swag, on product development. We will spend it on tickets, which
you'll get to see these beautiful faces
at games, at tailgates.
Game. Yeah,
watching the band, cheering it on. Yeah, at tailgates.
We got a guy that does the tailgate every home game.
Shout out to Mark Bowling and his crew. For their hospitality. Best tailgate on the hill or across from the hill.
This is pretty awesome. We can't forget our boy Max
Ramos, Pike Barbershop. Go see Max. Go see Elliot. Go see Miles. Go see Roberto. I mean, managed to
My
make this
boys
look halfway decent. So if they can make me look at least partially pretty, then think about what they can do for you. And always
beautiful haircuts.
yes, beautiful haircuts. And always remember, eat your French's
The
mustard.
number one ball in golf.
Titleist. If you have to throw a golf ball at a referee on the football field, make sure it is the number one ball in golf. Titleist. Eat your French's mustard
Hey,
and drink.
I had a question.
Sure.
If you gotta throw mustard, what kind of mustard?
French's. Always French's.
Now, let's say you wanted to drink something and it was the manna of the South.
Milo's iced tea.
Milo's ice.
Milo's. The manna of the South. Still waiting on our money for that one. Came up with that one 5 years ago.
We're gonna hit them hard.
We're gonna get that sponsorship, Milo's. It's coming, baby. It's coming.
You'll love us.
Yeah.
Seems like there was another thing.
Well, I mean, there's Premier Protein.
I love Premier Protein.
The protein drink and Coke Zero, but I've had my last Coke Zero for the evening, so I'm caffeinated enough as it is.
Celsius, also a good product. You need a little energy.
But we will be putting keep an eye out later on for merchandise that we will be throwing out there. We have various T-shirt ideas and plans.
Adrian,
always, yes.
Who's the fireman?
Number 6, baby.
Number 6.
Number 6.
On the field, number 1.
Number 1 in your heart.
In your heart. That's Joey Aguilar. He's the fireman.
He's the fireman. But be on the lookout for T-shirts from us. We will be sending out links. You see us walking around, we have our QR codes to our link tree to all of the Field of Streams shows, SEC biased. We hope to have Between the Hedges back on the air this year. After
Behind the Hedges.
Between the Hedges. I don't know. They're Georgia. It's Georgia, for fuck's sake. Who cares? Hi, Mitch.
When you're right, you're right.
Love you, Mitch.
I'm partial to you, Mitch.
On that note, it is time for us to go to bed. We have talked long enough. Everybody enjoy your weekend. We will see you next week. Go Vols.
And go Vols.